I'm seeing live. I'm seeing we're going.
All right. All right. We are live for another episode of Real Estate Junkies Podcast. Get ready to dive into the world of building a real estate organization with Russ Colliau on our Real Estate Junkies Podcast episode. As always, this podcast is sponsored by Boss Agents Academy, where we help agents, team leaders, brokers reach more people, change more lives, and create freedom. With over 30 years of experience and leading a team of 185 plus agents across 50 plus communities, Russ is a powerhouse in the industry. In this exclusive interview, Russ will share his journey from starting out in 1991 to becoming a court qualified expert in construction, defects, and mold testing, learning how he built multiple successful businesses serving the real estate community, and his passion for coaching and teaching others in the industry. So join us live here with Russ. Russ, it's finally a pleasure to have you finally on the podcast. Welcome to the podcast. How's everything going?
Yeah, been an amazing day so far. We're 5 hours in of coaching and working with agents all day already. It's the beginning of the week's always full of those opportunities, and it's been amazing this morning, the success stories we've already had.
So tell us how, share the story of behind how you grew your real estate organization to over 50 communities nationwide. How'd you get into that, and how's it going?
Okay, so the recent version of my real estate world came over to eXp Realty September of 2020. Had done a lot of stuff before that, joined this organization, and learned quickly on just that the recruiting piece was a key component of really being a leader and a successful leader in the space. So for me, man, it's been old school. It's been getting on the phone, having conversations, building relationships, expanding relationships. And as of yesterday, 186 agents, over 50 communities around the country, really building this network of agents helping agents. Been a lot of fun to be able to build my company, my organization, my company, my way, and really focused on that collaborative environment of really helping each other and pouring into each other. So, a big part of that, we meet with a big chunk of the folks, 15 to 20 hours a week, where we are either in a mastermind or in activity doing the work. And it all comes down to time, time on task over time. So 3.5 years, it's getting some real momentum now.
So what are the key strategies or principles you have used to lead your team or build up to 86 agents to success?
Awesome. So the key strategies, number one, are to really focus on the production piece and helping agents produce at a high level, which means getting them to focus on what I call the 4 cornerstones. And this is what I coach, teach, train, lead. And by the way, it's not just real estate. Anybody in business, if you nail these 4, you will have success with mathematical certainty. So number 1 is the calendar. Actually living a calendar scheduled, planned life. And we have a whole model around implementing that I've been doing for over 10 years and still always getting better at it. Number 2 is the database, actually having one, actually having a system to communicate with it, including conversations, and actually doing what I call the dance with your database, where you're focused on building the relationships, not just getting business out of it. Number 3, my personal favorite, conversations. We are all paid in direct proportion to the number of conversations we have. So cranking up our conversation volume first. And once we're getting those swings at the bat, then improving the quality of those conversations. And then number 4, which most agents, even if they're playing at a high level, tend to forget, is knowing your numbers. not just the financials, the P&L, the balance sheet, your cash flow. You should know that. Most importantly, though, is knowing the numbers of production.
Yeah.
How many conversations you're having, how many appointments you're setting, appointments you're going on, contracts you're writing. Once you know the math and your ratios, it's very easy to accelerate your business by focusing on where the gap is.
Yeah.
Most agents are winging it. They're going off what they feel rather than making data-driven decisions.
Yep. Now, with this new climate, with this everything that's going on in the industry, with the shift in the market, we have been in this shift over a year now, right? Year and a half, maybe even 2 years. A lot of agents are realizing that if you are going to run a successful or future-proof real estate business, you have to have more than one stream of income, which is selling houses, right? I think I see a lot of that, especially over the last 1 year. A lot of agents are waking up to that. So what challenges have you faced in scaling your organization nationally at the level that you have, and how have you overcome them? Because that's probably potentially what most of these agents will face when it comes to growing or creating revenue share or multiple streams of income.
So again, I want to chunk that up a little bit to a philosophical piece, kind of a strategy piece first, because most agents are not meeting their cash flow needs. Yep. They don't have the revenue to live right now. So I want to focus on that piece first and get the financial house stabilized, figure out what we need to pay our bills, and then put an inordinate amount of time on that piece, cranking that up so we get our production up. By the way, one of my bonuses that I work with agents on is a magic pending number. Depending on how much revenue you need, depending on your goal, there is a magic number of pending you need that if you just maintain that number, you'll hit your goal.
Monthly basis, yeah.
So once it's literally the carrying pending number. So if I want to make 25 units a year happen, I've just got to get up to 3 pending and then keep 3 pending on my board at all times, and it'll happen. Once we get that stabilized, now we're in a habit of time on task, lead generating, having conversations. And now we can just shift some of those conversations over to conversations for talent acquisition rather than for client acquisition. Same activity, slightly different conversations that have to happen.
But they have the muscle built in, right?
Yeah, they're used to doing the work, and now they can make that shift. I always start with Friday afternoons as the first shift point. And then as it grows, you get to a point where you no longer have to sell another piece of real estate if you don't want to. It's my personal mission statement now because of what I can do in this platform and what I've done in 2 years. The mission statement is to have every single real estate agent who enters my universe be financially, time, and location free within 5 years. So it is production, and then it's building those other streams of income that you can easily do with the platform I'm on. And of course, there's other ones then that start coming up as you get revenue. Everybody, you can be totally out and retired in 5 years. Yet I'm not saying you're going to retire. Now you're going to build wealth and legacy. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And it's funny that they gave that number, because I had done a training, and actually even till today, my attraction funnel has that training where I teach how to be. What's the title of the training? How to achieve time and wealth freedom in 3 to 5 years with real estate. And I pretty much broke down that model. The 3 secrets are: secret number 1, you have to figure out how to consistently close multiple 6 figures in GCI every year for that 3 to 5 years. So you got savings, you're building actual cash equity, right, in wealth. But then secret number 2, aligning with the right model where it gives you multiple streams of income. And secret number 3 is knowing the number on the agent attraction for you to replace your monthly active income with monthly passive income, right? So, and that's the model. But I loved your answer. The reason why I loved it, the way you responded, instead of just talking about, hey, this is what you do to avoid the problems or challenges you run into when it comes to growing a revenue share for yourself. Because a lot of agents that are in the business right now and might be in a tough position, if they are focusing solely on building a passive stream of income while there is no active stream of income and they're actually struggling financially. Look, if you're all set, you got saved up money, you got enough money saved up for you to run dry for 5 years to 10 years, I get it. Focus on revenue share and build that out, right? But if you have active income problem, don't focus on passive income. Solve your active income problem first, and then slowly make that shift. I love that answer. And that's pretty much what we teach with every single agent that we partner with or coach or consult. Now, how do you maintain that strong culture, right? 186 agents. I'm sure these are not 186 individuals that are just doing their own thing. Sure, there are probably some of that, but how do you maintain a strong culture when it comes to building organization at that level? Because for most agents, brokers, team leaders who want to do something like that, I think they are afraid, or they have that limiting belief that they would not be able to create that common culture and sense of unity across such a widespread geographical diverse organization.
So one is actually knowing what that culture you want to be. So two things that I have witnessed and learned, and now on this platform, is reality. Because we hear people talk about it and we hear these slogans, yet when you get involved in those companies, what they say doesn't really match what happens. And so number one is truly living God family business. So I've got agents in my organization that left their company because their company didn't want them to bring their infant into the office when mom's breastfeeding, taking care of a child and still needing to work. And they were literally, nope, they talked God family business. They didn't live it. Number two is absolutely knowing that your business grows to the extent that you do. And so your development is much more important than, quote, learning how to do the business. And so for me, those are my two big tenets. That's what we're doing. That's how we're running. And so now it's building the systems to support that culture. So every single morning for the last 3 years at 9 to 9:30 Central Time, I have run a mindset mastermind, getting our heads on right for the day. And for a couple of years, it was just me. It was just me and one or two people. I mean, it was a slow get people to plug in. And then last year we got up to about 20, and everybody was running into the same challenge in that moment. And so I'm a big person on content and learning, yet not as high as I should. All these things, by the way, who needed their mindset every morning set? Who was the number one person that was for? Myself. I'm doing it for me. Other people come play. So in August of last year, I grabbed a book off the shelf that I knew would help. The One Thing, Jay Papasan, and plugged that in, and we read a chapter a day, and that was the content we discussed in Mindset Mastermind. Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Well, since August of last year, we have read 16 books.
Wow.
We have had 9 authors come into the room when we're done reading and share their perspective. So we had Bob Berg from Go Givers in. Larry Kendall from Ninja Selling spent time with us. Right now, we are working The Ultimate Sales Machine with Chet and Amanda Holmes. We're optimistic Amanda's going to come join us. And this culture now has everybody plugging in, and they're not doing, they're becoming. They're becoming readers. They're becoming learners. And here's the cool part. That room is now organization agnostic, brokerage agnostic, and industry agnostic. We have people from all kinds of industries. We have agents who have other business owners that they're plugging in and showing up every morning at 9 a.m.
Wow.
to learn and get better. It's a lot of fun. So we do that. We also do every day 3 hours in the afternoon of conversation time. Since we know that's the lead thing, every single afternoon, we're doing it for whoever shows up, and we're in on a room like this, mics off, making our conversations happen, holding each other accountable.
Wow. So what I got from that answer is consistency is the key. Consistently showing up, and your people will show up with you if you show up.
Yeah, it's consistency on you as a leader showing up, and it's consistency on the activities matching who you are and the culture you intend to create. Those all in alignment, you'll find the people that are your people. And that's really what I'm looking for, is to keep helping people that enjoy my energy, enjoy my world, like my culture, and the rest can go somewhere else.
Yeah. Now, how has technology, right, and innovation played a role in growth and efficiency of your organization and production?
Technology has been the gift. I hear time and time again from agents that I want brick and mortar so I can go into the office and connect with people. Because of technology, two amazing things have happened in my organization. One, everybody who's plugged in feels more connected than they ever have in any other office they've ever been in. They're connected with people at a much deeper level, and they see them more often. Number two, that connection is happening during productivity. When you go into the office, it's social hour. When you go into a physical place, it's people gossiping and hanging by the water cooler. Because of technology, they're coming in and connecting when we're talking about mindset for a half hour every day. They're coming in connecting when they're actually doing the work of lead gen rather than avoiding the work of lead gen. And it's making a huge difference.
That's amazing how technology has connected us. Now, are you guys leveraging technology and social media platforms to grow the organization, and how are you doing it using, what opportunity has social media brought and online communities?
So we are building in that space now, especially with the shift in the revenue share model and doubling up on that. That being said, I'm a firm believer in the relationships. And that's what I'm teaching my folks is you desire to be in business with someone rather than they need to join today and recruit. How about you invest the time and build the relationship? I've got two folks that just joined in the last 60, 90 days that it's been a 3.5-year conversation that I can document in my CRM anywhere from 24 to 35 different attempts or texts or conversations as I built the relationship, invited them to plug in, and ultimately they realized that this is where their family was and they joined. So we're not doing a ton of marketing, though we should. And in fact, it lays into that conversation of build your active income first and then bring in your passive. The same thing happens on the lead gen. You're outbound conversing, you're prospecting until you get to a certain revenue or number or whatever is going to give you stability. And then you've got to really start bringing in marketing. Prospecting focused, marketing enhanced is what everybody out there teaches. And in our world, ultimately, we want to flip that over because marketing drives inbound traffic, inbound conversations. And so we're helping agents both on the production side do that and on the recruiting side do that at a very high level.
Wow. And what would you say, as far as your journey so far, growing a national organization, what is a specific experience or lesson you can share with us that you learned over that journey?
The biggest one for me is continue to pour it into your people. I see so many people recruiting for the sake of recruiting, and they come in the front door and go out the back door. People are coming for a sense of community. In fact, people don't join companies, they join people.
Yep.
And so they joined you first, and then you ignore them and you don't pour into them and you don't help and they go away. And so really, if everybody just focuses on staying connected to the people in your organization, the people you invited, by all means, man, you do that. Yes, you're going to have some attrition because some people won't plug in. They'll ignore, they'll stay away, and that's okay. They're going to go away. Yet you're going to have a higher level of stickiness and a higher level of production, which ultimately leads to better income for everybody.
Yep. Wow. And what, as a coach and a leader of your organization, what would you say that you would suggest someone who's looking to grow an organization or someone who's looking to gain that time and wealth freedom in their real estate business? What would be your advice?
It's not about what you're doing or what's missing or what you don't have. It's all about the who. Always all about the who. Who are you being? You know, what are you believing is more about who you're being. Who are you hanging out with? Who are you leaning into? Who is or who are your coaches that are truly helping you?
Yep.
Who do you have around you? And if you are the biggest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. If you're the biggest person in the organization, you're in the wrong organization. So you've got to keep finding those people that challenge you to get to the next level, people that are playing above you that you know are going to help you, that you can talk to and ask. And then most importantly, that you don't second guess. So many folks I run into think they know it all.
Yeah.
And there's so many chances to learn from incredible people, both above you and below you, and take those nuggets and implement them. Test everything. Be open-minded. Open to all possibilities, including your core beliefs might just be wrong. I just open up, boys and girls, and let's go have some fun.
Thank you for that advice. Now, what's next for you with the shift in the market, with shift in the industry now that we are expecting? Where do you see yourself going, and what are the next projects you're working on?
You know, there's this thing out there everybody's been talking about for the last few months going on in the industry. And there's a lot of chatter about it, a lot of gnashing of teeth and terribleness. And guys, the people that are actually performing at a high level, that are actually doing the work, it's not affecting. It's not going to. Here's what I see is going to happen in the marketplace. You got the people up here doing the work, and you have all these people down here bitching about what's going on.
Yeah.
And a huge bunch of these are going to go away, leaving fewer agents in the marketplace. And if there are fewer of something, let's go back to our high school economics. If there are fewer of something, what happens to the price, the value of those things? It goes up.
Yeah.
Fewer agents in the marketplace doing amazing work, able to articulate their value proposition. I personally see this as an opportunity to truly get compensated for the work that we do at a higher level and to cover the expenses that we should be putting in on behalf of our clients. What I've witnessed is cheaper commissions, so we're going to do less for the client, so there's no value proposition, and it's a race to the bottom.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
That's stopping now, thanks to what's happening out there. And again, as for the shift in the market, I see agent after agent that I am talking to and researching, including a lot of those in my organization, that the last 12 months have been the best 12 months of their career.
Yep.
Because they're following their calendar and living a calendar. They've got a database. They're talking to people all day, every day, and they know their numbers. So if there's a gap, we can fix it like that. They're just following the models and doing it at a high level and performing equally high.
Thank you for that. Thanks, Russ. Thanks for your time. Thanks for everything you do. Where do people find you if they want to get a hold of you?
All right. So my last name, I know it's not on here out there, Colliau. Colliau. If you just Google that, you'll find me. There's only like 15 of us in the country. That being said, Russ at russcolliau.com is the email. You will find me at Colliau Russ on Instagram. You'll find me on Facebook. And by all means, my cell number's out and about out there, and it's okay. I'm not one of those that has a voicemail that says, I'm too good, I don't take voicemail. My job is to have conversations. Call me. We'll talk. I prefer that over all other vehicles.
Yeah. Thank you again. Thanks for your time. Thanks for the value you have added with this episode. And as always, looking forward to collaborate in the future.
Awesome. Love helping y'all. Anything we can do, that is why we're here. So let's talk.